might start putting my laptop in that.
That's what I was, I think carrying that other one, but I like this one because the other one just slaps over this.
Mhm.
I mean, it has spare over.
Okay.
Hey, how's that done?
Take one of the things.
That one half.
Who's this from?
Good evening. It is now 7 o'clock. I would like to call the Rockdale County Board of Education regular session to order. Tonight, I would like to begin with a moment of silence for two of our Rockdale County Public Schools family members we have lost recently. Specifically, we remember Joy Gray, a senior at Heritage High School, and Deshonda Lemon, who started with us this school year, serving as a third grade teacher at Flat Shoals Elementary School. We send our sincere condolences to their family and friends, and especially to Heritage High School and Flat Shoals High School families. We ask that you keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. Tonight, I would like to welcome Chief Supreme Superior Court Judge, Judge Robert Mumford, who will administer the oath of office to our newly appointed board member, Justin Kinney.
We have two oaths to administer. I'm going to administer each of them after each one. If you would please say, "So help me God." Please raise your right hand. Place your left hand on the Bible. I, Justin T. Kinney, a citizen of the state of Georgia, and being an employee of Rockdale County Board of Education and the recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Georgia. I do further solemnly swear that I will truly and faithfully discharge all the duties required of me by law as a member of the Board of Education of Rockdale County to the best of my ability. I do further swear that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, that I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, nor of either of the several states, nor of any foreign state, and that I am otherwise qualified to hold said office according to the Constitution and laws of Georgia, and that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, and that I have met the residency requirement for this office. Please say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you. I'm now going to administer the loyalty oath. I, Justin T. Kinney, a citizen of the state of Georgia and being an employee of the Rockdale County Board of Education and the recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Georgia. So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this time, we will take a short recess so that we can welcome Mr. Kinney and his family to the Board of Education. Thank you. It is now 7 o'clock. I would like to call the meeting back to order. Please help me welcome the Peaks Chapel Pandas and Miss Sabrina Grant, principal of Peaks Chapel Elementary School, to introduce our inspirational speaker tonight.
Good evening, Chairwoman Brown, Vice Chair Duncan, Superintendent Dr. Terry Oates, board members, and guests. I am Sabrina Grant, principal at Peaks Chapel Elementary, and I have tonight brought the wonderful Gabrielle Richmond, our third grade student, and she is the winner of the oratorical contest, and she is going to share her presentation with you.
Say my poem. Hi, my name is Gabrielle Richmond. I'm in third grade. My teacher's name is Miss Hayes. The title of my presentation is Dog Ate My Homework. I'm sorry. I don't have my math homework, Mrs. Williams. I have a really good reason. You might think I'm lying, but I'm not. Everybody thinks that when my dog eats your homework, you are for sure lying, and you just didn't get it done. But what if your dog actually eats your homework? Then what do? That's what happened to my homework. My tiny evil poodle ate it. I had to be careful in my house because that poofball, who only likes my mother, eats everything, including gross stuff out of the cat box. Yuck. So I got home and I set my homework on the table and I went to get some graham crackers and milk. After that, my brother wanted to play hoops in the driveway, and he never wants me to play with him. So I did. When I got back inside, my homework was chewed up on the floor, and the devil dog was hiding under the sofa. So that's it. My real story about how my dog actually did eat my homework. Thank you.
Thank you. Will you lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance?
Good job.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Chair, I would like to do an amendment to the agenda.
Okay.
I would like to do a consent agenda with the exception of number 3, the record reduction. Reduction in portion.
Madam Chair, I would second that motion.
Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 4, 2, 4, 3. Okay. So we will be moving the consent agenda item number 3. The reduction in force. Okay. Okay.
That will be,
Discussion.
yeah, it will be during the discussion of the action item.
Sounds great.
Okay. So can I get a motion to approve the amended agenda, please?
I make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
I second.
Okay, a motion has been made to approve the amended agenda by Ms. Jones and second by Ms. Duncan. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Next, we welcome the Barksdale Buccaneers and Dr. Jill Murphy, principal of Barksdale Elementary School, to provide the school presentation. Welcome.
Board Chair Brown, Vice Chair Duncan, Superintendent Oates, board members, cabinet, and guests. I am Dr. Jill Murphy, the proud principal of Barksdale Elementary. With me tonight, I have our assistant principal, Mrs. Miranda Peck, and one of our second grade teachers, Ashley Collins. And we're going to talk to you about a program that we are doing at our school called Health Empowers. And so we're going to start off with what it is. And Health Empowers is a nonprofit organization founded to promote healthy eating and physical activity in schools using evidence-based guidelines established by the CDC. Health Empowers' mission is to empower healthy habits and transforming environments where children live, learn, and play. Health Empowers at Barksdale. It is a school-wide program, and we are currently in year 2 of this 3-year program that was offered to us through the district science department. It is also relates to 2 of our school improvement plan goals, one of them being to involve parents and the community, and the other one being to enhance the whole child, including the social, emotional, mental, and therefore also the physical health with the Health Empowers. So here we have an overview by Mrs. Collins, who is our school level coordinator.
Hello, my name is Ashley Collins. I'm a second grade teacher at Barksdale Elementary, and we've partnered with Health Empowers to make sure that all of our students are nourished and active. Health Empowers is a program that promotes eating healthier by adding fruits and vegetables to our meals, drinking more water, so eliminating sugary beverages, and being active, so moving for at least an hour a day, eliminating screen time. Studies have shown that students that are more active actually perform better in school. So by taking the time to take care of the whole child, we are increasing their academic performance. Health Empowers does provide us with different resources that we can use to have our students grow healthy habits, such as our healthy planners that we use and our healthy hangout videos. One thing I know students here love is the Collins Kitchen. Now, that is a place where we go once a week to create healthy meals that they can actually make at home. And we show that on our Wellness Wednesday segment of our news show. On Fridays, we also do Fitness Fridays. So we do different exercises that they can do at home or at school to improve their physical activity. And I can just tell you that these students love to be engaged in this. So not only are these ways that students can show their peers how to go and grow, but they're also enriching opportunities. Like, for example, in our Collins Kitchen, when we're making and creating different things, we have to measure. So we add math standards in it. And then also in our health planners, it shows us different ways that we can incorporate the standards that we are learning to healthy, fun activities. So I do absolutely love the program. The kids absolutely love the program. And I hope that you love what you see as well. All right, guys, let's call us back again for another Kids Kitchen. And today we are going to make. All right, awesome. Safe music.
All right, so while I summarize, my lovely assistants are going to pass out some goodies for each of you. You're going to get a water bottle, a keychain, and a bookmark for our Health Empowers. But in addition to the Collins Kitchen that we did each week, first semester we did have a family night with some games and activities that were related to some health questions and prizes. Second semester, what you saw some of those videos was a family fitness night. So that was a lot of our parents that you saw doing relay races with their children and our staff. And I also had some prizes and giveaways, measuring spoons, keychains, snacks, healthy snacks, Publix gift cards, just to help with some healthy eating habits. So thank you for allowing us the pleasure to share these with you this evening, and have a great evening.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Cindy Ball will now present certificates and awards. Dr. Oates, Madam Vice Chair Duncan, and Ms. Sandra Jackson-Lett, would you please join me in recognizing the outstanding accomplishments of our students and families?
Thank you, Chairwoman Brown. Good evening, Vice Chair Duncan, and our board members, Dr. Oates, and all of our guests. Believe it or not, we really only have 2 groups here with us tonight. They're just very large groups, and we're really excited to have all of you here. It's very nice to fill this boardroom full of students. We will begin tonight with the Helen Ruffin Reading Bowl winners. And I'll tell you a little bit about Helen Ruffin Reading Bowl, and then when we get to our naming our team and winners, students, you'll come up when I call your name and you'll walk to the front to get a certificate, and then your whole team will stay up here until we get a group picture, okay? Dr. Oates, I will give you the certificates for, there you go. Over 20 years ago, Mrs. Helen Ruffin, a library media specialist in DeKalb County, created a reading competition in game format called the Reading Bowl as a way to encourage students to read more and also test their knowledge on selected books. The book list consists of 20 nominee books from the Georgia Children's Book Awards. The Reading Bowl is open to students in grades 4 through 12 across the state. Tonight, we would like to recognize the Lorraine Elementary School Reading Bowl team for winning this year's County Reading Bowl for elementary schools and placing 3rd at the regional level. So again, students, when I call your name, if you'll come up front, and we'll just stay up front until your whole team is up here, and then we'll do a photo. First, Antoine Abney. Israel Vieira. Chandler Bridges. And I will say Joshua Buchanan is on the team, but could not be here with us this evening. London Hubbard. Amber Kelly. Gabrielle Pfeiffer. Dara Skank. Hasib Yohak. And David Auden Yulo. And we have our coaches, Coach Beth Clark. And Coach Kayla Hicks. Okay, can I see everybody's big smiles? Anybody has to be still, otherwise it'll be too wavy. Okay? All right, big smile. All right, see that one.
Everyone looking forward, and over here.
And parents, we will put all of our photos on our social media, on our Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, so you can grab them there as well. All right, congratulations. Here, I can move back. So I'm not in your way. Okay, this next group is quite large. So when we get to recognizing our students, we're actually going to do it by grade bands. Or by grade, well, I'll tell you in just a minute. We're going to do 2 grades at a time. And this next group are our regional technology fair winners who went on to the state competition. Yeah. The Georgia Educational Student Technology Competition is an annual student technology competition produced by the Georgia Educational Technology Consortium. The consortium sponsors other technology initiatives in Georgia, including the Georgia Educational Technology Conference. This competition is the highest level of student technology competition in Georgia, with over 750 projects representing the work of over 8,000 students judged at the competition each March. Over 8,000 students across Georgia participate in the competitions leading up to the state. Finalists who receive first place at a recognized regional technology or at recognized regional technology fairs may compete at the state level. A total of 49 students from the Rockdale Regional Technology Fair qualified and participated in the state competition. Yeah. Competition is open to all 3rd through 12th grade students residing in the state. There are approximately 15 different categories in the competition. I'll read the categories represented by our students here this evening when I call their names. Tonight, again, we recognize all of our first place winners in the Rockdale Regional Technology Fair who went on to participate in the state competition. 2 of our students placed at state as well, and so I will recognize them. So just to break up this group of 49 students, Dr. Oates, if I can give you the certificates for 3rd and 4th grade. So we'll start with 3rd and 4th, and then we'll take a picture of all of our 3rd and 4th grade winners who are here. And then we'll go to 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, 9th and 10th, and then 11th and 12th. All right, and this group is our 3rd and 4th grade students. It's actually our smallest group. Our student starting out the 3rd and 4th grades in the category of productivity design from C.J. Hicks Elementary School, Araya Hopkins. From Hightower Trail Elementary in the category graphic design, Ansley Kirby. Also from Hightower Trail Elementary in the category multimedia applications, Russell Adul. From Honey Creek Elementary in the category internet applications, Peyton Callaghan. From Pine Street Elementary, the category video production, Aiden McNeil. And that concludes our group of 3rd and 4th grade. We will take a picture. Thank you. Very good? All right, congratulations. And now for our 5th and 6th grade category. From Davis Middle School, 5th and 6th grade category 3D modeling, Suhaib Unabi. Also from Davis Middle School in the category audio production, Angelina Nieto. Also Davis Middle School, category audio production, London Vereen. Also Davis Middle School, category graphic design, Spencer Fortson. Also from Davis Middle School, the category project programming, Jacob Buffington. Also from Davis Middle School in the category video production, Johnny Falk. From Peaks Chapel Elementary School, rounding out our 5th and 6th grade category in multimedia applications, Caleb Faracho. Thank you. Jacob, if you'll bring your certificate down just a little bit. Perfect. Good job. Big smiles. I'll hold those eyes open. You're good. All right, congratulations. Okay, for our 7th and 8th grade category. Now, all of the students in the 7th and 8th grade category are from Davis Middle School. In the category 3D modeling, Alyssa Williams. Also in 3D modeling, Ariana Van. For animation, Cameron Jeffries. For audio production, Zachary Corey. For device modification, Neil Sethi. For digital photo production, Noel Ringer. For graphic design, Kaylee Williams. For mobile apps, Ariana Bloomfield. For multimedia applications, Javier Villanueva. And rounding out our 7th and 8th grade category for video production, although not able to be here with us tonight, David Buchanan. Do you mean to go up? No. Good. Congratulations. And I would like to just pause for just a moment. And if any of our teachers are here in the room with us this evening that support our children with the technology fair, if you'll please stand and be recognized. Any of our teachers? Our 9th and 10th grade category is our largest. Okay, from Rockdale County High School. The category 3D modeling, Kayulani Garner. And I'm just going to say all of the following students until I stop are from Rockdale County High School. Okay. In the category animation, Marissa Pierce. Also animation, Sabrina McGowan. Audio production, although I don't think he's here with us this evening, Jalen Gist. Also audio production, Curtis Solomon. For digital game design, Stephen Carmona. Also digital game design, Caden Pauk. For digital photo production, Ian Day. Also digital photo production, James Mitchell. For graphic design, Milan McDaniels. For internet applications, Imani Edwards. Also internet applications, Samantha Nelson. For mobile apps, Mia James. For productivity design, Rachel Mahend. For project programming, Josiah Justice. Also for project programming, Devin McRae. For video production, Michael Montgomery. And rounding out our 9th and 10th grade category from the Rockdale Magnet School for Science and Technology, Prakash Gupta for the category Robotics. Congratulations. Okay, we have one more category, and that is our 11th and 12th grade students. And we're going to begin the 11th and 12th grade category with our 2 students who also placed at the state level. First, from Rockdale County High School, winning 3rd place at the state competition in the category Robotics, Caden Taylor. Next, from the Rockdale Magnet School for Science and Technology, winning 2nd place at state in the category Audio Production, Jasmine Porter. From Heritage High School, in the category Graphic Design, Joshua Jacobs II. From Rockdale County High School, in the category Digital Photo Production, Chase Campbell. Also from Rockdale County High School, in the category Internet Applications, Melissa Orozco. Also from Rockdale County High School, again in the category Internet Applications, Michaela Simon. From Rockdale County High School, in the category Multimedia Applications, Jalen Friend Mims. From Rockdale County High School, in the category Video Production, Isaiah Goodman. And rounding out our 11th and 12th grade category, from the Rockdale Magnet School for Science and Technology in the category Project Programming, Logan Sprinkle.
Everybody take it.
All right, everybody take a step this way. We're not centered, in other words, we gotta center. Okay, Michelle?
That's good.
We're good. Okay.
Okay, everyone looking over here. Looking up, looking over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Over here, looking more. Paparazzi.
That concludes my recognitions, yes.
Okay, let's call for a short recess so that we can congratulate our students and families. Thank you. It is now 7:52, and I would like to call the regular meeting back to order. We do have visitors today. This is the time when we allow citizens 3 minutes to address the board. Please feel free to submit any documents to the board, and we do not normally address your concerns tonight, but we ask the administration to address your concerns and provide you with an appropriate response. If your topic involves a personnel matter, or if you contend that your legal rights have been violated, we have specific grievance procedures for these matters. We respectfully ask that you refrain from making threats, personnel attacks, slanderous remarks, or engaging in behavior that disrupts the decorum of the meeting. I would like to welcome Ms. Davis, Dr. Davis. Come to the podium, Dr. Davis.
School PTO. I, along with the PTO president of Sims Elementary School, Sharnice Fountain, founded the PTA Collaborative of RCPS Elementary Schools. We are a proud group of PTA presidents and board members who gather to support one another, share ideas, and advocate for our children and families. In one of our meetings last fall, as we discussed the use of clear book bags and weapons detection systems for our youngest children, a suggestion was made that we develop and submit a survey to our parents to hear their ideas and thoughts concerning the safety and security of their respective elementary schools. What you all have before you is the outgrowth of this idea and its implementation. In my limited time, I will point out a few results of the survey. We had a total of 68 respondents across 8 of the 11 RCPS elementary schools. When asked to identify the top funding priorities, our parents chose teacher support, smaller class sizes, and social emotional learning. Clear book bags and weapons detection systems were a distant last. When asked to identify the factors within their elementary schools that keep their children safe, RCPS elementary school parents overwhelmingly said the principal and administration and teachers were the primary factors, with SEL and anti-bullying programs next. When asked if parents would feel safer with metal/weapons detectors in their elementary school, 36% said no, 30% said yes, 23% maybe, and 8% I don't know. When asked if they think their elementary schools need to use metal/weapons detectors in order to be a safer school, 40% said no, 23% said yes, 25% maybe, and 10% I don't know. When asked if parents thought it was necessary for elementary school children to use clear book bags for safety, security purposes, 52% said no, 28% said yes, and 19% said maybe. When asked how concerned are you for your child's safety while at his or her elementary school, most parents chose 1, not concerned. When asked how safe do you feel your children's elementary school is, most parents chose 4 and 5, with 5 being completely safe. According to this survey, unfortunately, the policies and practices of both this board and the superintendent directly contradict and go against the thoughts, wishes, and concerns of RCPS's elementary school parents. It is not too late to listen to the parents and make the necessary changes to these practices that accurately reflect the families you all are here to serve. Any parents interested in receiving this survey, please email lespto.rockdale@gmail.com. Thank you. I made it.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Our next guest is Sharnice Fountain. Would you please come forward? Welcome.
Hello. Hello, Ms. Pam Brown, Chairwoman, and our Vice Chairwoman, Heather Duncan, and Mr. Dr. Oates, Superintendent. I'm Sharnice Fountain, PTO President of Sims Elementary, and I'm here to provide the results from the survey regarding the decision-making and the voice of the parents being heard. And these are the results that we found, is that 26% of parents felt that they were not involved as a part of the decision-making process in the schools. 78% of parents felt that they weren't involved in the decisions made at the district level. And as far as how parents feel about their voice and opinions being respected, 55% of parents felt at the school level their voice and their opinions were respected. But at the district level, 57% felt that their voice and opinions are not respected. So based on the results, I feel like there's some work for us to do. As a parent in Rockdale County, I desire to have inclusion, support, collaboration, and commitment. With the leadership of Ms. Beckett and her staff, I have seen all of those qualities and more. I just wish that I felt this way about my district. Recently, when some concerned parents from Sims reached out to the district to ask for partnership, rethinking, change, and understanding all of the things that promote inclusion, we were met with cold, scripted responses and a lack of willingness to consider the impact of the upcoming principal shifts in the county. Change is never easy, but the parents, schools, and district must work together to ensure the success of our children. I challenge the board to be more inclusive and willing to listen without making decisions because they can. But I also challenge the parents to feel more empowered and aware that they can too be heard and their thoughts and feelings and opinions do matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fountain. Our next visitor is Mikhail Swoop. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Mikhail Swope. I've heard how everybody addressed you, so I apologize. This is my first time speaking, but thank you so much. So I am a parent. I've been in Rockdale County since 2004. I have an older child. Well, he's not a child, he's a grown man, he's 25. So he went through public school and I am starting all the way over. So my two little people, 5 and 7, they were in private school mainly because the first one, his birthday, missed it, so we came to public school, Sims Elementary, in January. And first, before I even get started, I know my time is limited. I do want to thank you because I can't imagine all of the hard decisions you guys have to make for all of Rockdale County. So I do want to put that out there. And I do appreciate, that you guys are giving your time. Where I had a really hard time as a parent coming to public school again was when I learned that our principal and our assistant principal, 7 teachers, like 30 teachers want to leave, or it was just a mess. So I reached out to learn the process of how everything works. And you guys were great with responding. I received calls and I partnered up with the community for Sims community. And the biggest thing that I felt from all the emails and the calls was basically get in line. And the last email where it was just basically asking a lot of questions, the main question for me was, I thought that the Rockdale County Board partnered with the community, and I just did not feel that, especially since our property tax has a big chunk where it goes to the school, and then our Rockdale County citizens, they elect you guys, so it really kind of hurt my heart to know that after all these years of being out of the system, because my oldest, coming back, and I just felt like it was just copy paste kind of answers, and I didn't feel like I even had a say in anything. So I just wanted to ask if you guys want us to get involved, and I'm happy to get involved. I'm usually like, hey, how can I help? But this kind of made me feel like if my voices aren't going to be heard, if the community is not going to be heard, if I join the PTO, the council, and all that, and my voice isn't heard, then what's the point? So my question is, how would you like us to support you guys and the teachers so that way we all feel like we can make our county better? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Swope. Okay, our next guest is Tina Hobbs. Please come to the podium and welcome, Ms. Hobbs.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I wrote this, but I wasn't sure about reading it, but I'm going to read it anyway. I understand the Board of Education members have a protocol, but from my understanding, the members who hires the superintendent, this means they're over the superintendent, not the other way around. The superintendent may offer his suggestions, but the board needs to start doing more research of how the schools are being run to make their decisions. I've been speaking with a lot of teachers and students at the schools, and it's showing me that the board really doesn't know what's going on in the schools. The sub teachers I talked to said that 75% is discipline, 25% is educating. The teachers and the students both do not see that the teachers are supported with discipline for students that are disrupting the class. I request some information from Dr. Oates about visiting the schools from the Board of Education. And he made me understand that 3 years ago, y'all agreed to let him be like your spokesperson. Y'all need to be your own spokesperson because, I mean, he is a superintendent, yes, but y'all need to go meet with the teachers, either after school or something, to see how they feel, and the students as well, because they're scared to even go to school some days because they're scared of all the violence and the fights in the schools. And the budget. I've lived here for 61 years. And you're asking for 10% more increase. I don't know what the salaries are for the administration in this building, but it seemed like this whole parking lot was full of cars. Why do we need so many administrative people? We need the principals, assistant principals, the psychologists, the lunch ladies, the media center, the bus drivers, but we really need to look at where we're spending our money. I hate to be like a Downy, but I love the kids in the school. I don't have any kids in school, but the ones that were here tonight, I am so proud we've got so many that have done so well. But the ones that cannot read and write and cannot do simple math, what are we doing for them? That's my question. And that's your part to be doing because the children come first. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Hobbs. Okay, at this time, I want to turn it over to Dr. Oates and Mr. Hull for a cabinet update.
All right. All righty. Good evening, Madam Chair Brown, Madam Chair Duncan, Vice Chair Duncan, Dr. Rose, members of the board. I'll be going over the final financial report for the month of March. All right. Our revenue for March is 10.4 million. Our revenue year to date is 152.6 million, which is 84.3% of our budget. Last March, we received 10.8 million, 146.8 million year to date, which was 85.7% of our budget. Expenditures for the month of March, 15.5 million, 138.5 million year to date, which is 75% of our budget. Last March, we received we expended 14.6 million, 127.3 million year to date, which was 74.3% of our budget. Our outstanding encumbrances for the end of March is $1,213,357. Our fund balance at the end of March is roughly approximately 52.7 million. Last year, we were at 48.3 approximately. Assets, 52.7 million. Liabilities all cleared, and our fund balance is 52.7. SPOS 5. SPOS 5 collections are ongoing and will be completed in June of 2023. The collections, let me just stop there. The collections were supposed to be going to March of 2024. We will be at our 85 million, which was our resolution collections here in about 3 months. So in June, we expect to be at our 85 million. So they will stop. And then the penny sales tax will come off. So instead of 7 cents, it'll be 6 cents. So once we reach our 85 million, collections stop. And then when we will proceed to try to pass our next SPOS. So we are, you can see in my next bullet point, the collection rate of SPOS 5 is 123%. So you can see collections have been coming in well above what we projected. So when we originally set the SPOS up, we set it at 85. We didn't know the growth was going to happen like it did. We probably should have set it higher, but it is what it is. The revenue received thus far is 90 million. Let me break that. Sounds funny because we're at 90, but the SPOS was 85. So let me break that down for you. 81 million of that is SPOS money. My glasses on. 8 million is state funds reimbursement for projects for HVAC and roofing projects. So we get reimbursement. Some projects we do, 8 million is that. We will get some more reimbursement. So that 90 million will probably be closer to 100 when we get all our reimbursements to that. And then 340,000 is interest, and then 550,000 is GPTC, Georgia Piedmont Technical College reimbursements for some work we did with them at RCA. So we received 90 million, the expenses are 72.7 million, and the balance in SPOS 5 is 17.3 million. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hull. The board has reviewed the minutes for all board meetings held in the month of March. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes for all board meetings held in March?
So moved, Heather.
Second, JD Jones.
A motion to approve the board meetings has been presented by Heather Duncan and second by Ms. Jones. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. There is no old business, but there is new business. Dr. Oates, please provide your recommendation and rationale, please.
Say that in the superintendent's update, I don't have any, and I'll reserve my comments for the very point that you're at, which is new business office. Make sure I'm here. Office of the Superintendent, Favor Transition Academy. There is a pending charter petition that is before the board. And previously I shared that information with the Board of Education. And I shared that our board policy requires that we review such charter petitions and that we ultimately make a recommendation to our board as to whether or not the recommendation is that we support that charter petition or not. Of course, our board policy does it does give the superintendent the authority to review that charter thoroughly and to make some informed recommendations to our Board of Education. I've had the opportunity to thoroughly review the charter, and I've had direct correspondence with the State Charter School Commission officials as well. And I've shared some concerns that I have. First and foremost, I'm concerned about the lack of a comprehensive transportation plan, because the charter petition as it's constructed is going to, the charter school would reside within Gwinnett County, but it would target Rockdale County Public Schools students as prospective enrollees, if you will, right? And so I was looking, and I looked through, it's a 270-page document that I thoroughly looked through, and there's one paragraph devoted to transportation, which reads as follows. Favor Transition Academy seeks to partner with the Gwinnett County Public Schools upon charter approval to develop a plan for the transporting of FTA, Favor Transition Academy, FTA students. FTA has allotted funding towards city bus cards for students in need of transportation and have identified potential school facilities along bus routes to mitigate transportation barriers. While FTA will not pursue a transportation agreement with a vendor until year 3, if needed, FTA reserves the right to amend this decision as needs arise and funding opportunities are presented. I found that was a glaring deficiency in this charter, where there is essentially transportation is optional, and that they wouldn't even seriously take it up until year 3 in terms of trying to secure a certain transportation vendor. Aside from that, I will say that I was concerned that out of the whole 272 pages, there was only one paragraph devoted to Title IX, but with no mention of specific regulations such as designated separate points of contact for student and staff Title IX claims. It seemed ill-conceived, and it wasn't addressed in any substantive manner. Also, a concern that I have is that the services, the key services, curricular services that Favor Transition Academy purports to offer are redundant to services already provided to students in Rockdale County Public Schools. One of the services that they trumpeted was that they will utilize a content management system known as Edgenuity. Well, I think we've used Edgenuity for over a decade. I'm looking at our chief academic officer who can confirm that, maybe closer to 15 years even, but I know we've used Edgenuity, and it's a very good system. Another thing they trumpeted was the fact that they will be innovative in that they will be offering work-based learning. Well, work-based learning is an essential component, a central component of our CTAE pathway programming. And so that was very important. Another thing they trumpeted, and I'm pleased to see that they are seeking to include curricular and instructional and support resources that we have long since utilized in Rockdale County Public Schools, but they trumpeted the fact that they will be focused on mental health, wellness. One of the things that attracted me about Rockdale County Public Schools is the amount of services that they have and partnerships that they have, vendor partnerships that go to the issue of mental health, wellness, a lot of contract services, for therapeutic services for students. So I'm very, very pleased with that for Rockdale County. So again, I would say that what I've shared thus far, or what I call substantive concerns that I have with the charter petition as it is constructed, but procedurally, and very importantly for our board and for the public to understand, is that our board policy, as it pertains to charter petitions, stipulates and indicates a timeline for the submission of key petitions and documents. The Favor Transition Academy missed that first deadline by a month. I received the petition on March 3rd, and there's a February 1st deadline. And again, I don't share this to, I think that there's a place for effective public charters. But I think one of the things that make them truly effective, if they in fact can be effective, is if they're offering some sort of unique services to students that maybe is beyond the capacity or purview of the school district. And a thorough review of this petition, I've not found that. And I think it could be concerning. And also my experience, I'm about to start my 30th year as a public educator. And what I've seen, particularly in the 24 years I've served as an administrator at the school and district level, is that often students and parents who have good intentions to get certain things out of programs like this will go, and then they will return to the public school due to the lack of certain services that are provided. And then often they return with greater need that we then accommodate, as we should and as we're supposed to. Lastly, I would say, and I should have shared this earlier on the substantive side of my objections to the charter, is that I don't see any evidence in the petition, in the application, that they're adequately staffed to deal with certain program area services, particularly federal programs like Title and IDEA. And that concerns me significantly. When we talk about specific program area services and service delivery models that may be required for those students per an IEP committee, I don't see where they've really focused a lot on what will that staffing look like and how will that be accommodated. Lastly, I'll say that they say that they're going to open to all grades, but they're going to start in the first year focused on 9th grade. Now, as a former high school assistant principal and former high school principal, that really concerned me because I know the amount of advisement that is required and necessary with the middle schools, in collaboration with the middle schools, to ensure successful matriculation into 9th grade and to start their high school career. Starting at that critical transition grade, that also raised a lot of concerns for me. So it is on the basis of those and other objections that I identified after thoroughly reviewing this petition that I respectfully recommend that the Rockdale County Board of Education reject this petition. And there is a process by which the petitioners would have an opportunity to revisit this charter and the proposal, take into account the objections that I've raised, which I put formally in writing to the State Charter School Commission, and they would have an opportunity at least to resubmit at a future date. But that's all I have, Madam Chairwoman.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Oates. Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to reject the Favor Transition Academy charter petition on both procedural and substantive grounds?
So move Sandra Jackson-Lett.
And second by Heather.
Okay, a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to reject the Favor Transition Academy charter petition on both procedural and substantive grounds has been made by Mrs. Jackson-Lett and second by Ms. Duncan. Is there any discussion?
Can I ask a quick question before we move on?
Sure.
Dr. Oates, and I agree with your, it shouldn't start at ninth grade because that's problematic. But do you know what that turnaround date is for once you provide this feedback to them?
Yes, so I shared what I've shared tonight with the public and our board. I shared in writing with the State Charter School Commission. Must have been a little better than a week ago, and she indicated that they will be meeting on May 15th with the group, the board of this prospective charter, to discuss that letter, what I raised, and also contingent upon the board's action here tonight, I'll be following up with them to share the board's official position on this charter petition.
Okay, and ask that question for me, please. Date.
May 15th, right, May 15th. Mhm. Thank you.
Okay, any more questions, discussions? All in favor? The motion carries. Last week, the cabinet provided an extensive overview of all action items, and the board voted to place the action items on a consent agenda. The agenda has been amended, and so we will vote on the consent agendas for item number 1, 2, 4 through 13. Can I get a motion?
So moved, Heather.
Second, Akita.
A motion has been made by Heather Duncan. A second has been made by Akita Palmer to approve action items 1, 2, items 4 through 13. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Item number 13, is there any discussion for the reduction in force plan?
Yes. Sandra Jackson would like to make a motion to table it for, to receive further information.
I'll second that motion.
In the way of discussion, I think it'll be very important for me to offer some context so that the board fully understands the implications for potentially tabling this reduction in force. So let me share here with you. With all due respect, our CFO and I have discussed this matter, and we prefer to have the reduction in force plan voted up or down at this evening's regular board session so that there is certainty among our departments regarding required staffing adjustments, and so that our financial services department and my office can proceed with finalizing our FY24 budget accordingly. I also would like to share that Keith and I, of course, made ourselves available prior to this evening's board meeting if there were any questions on the part of individual board members who would otherwise need clarification on the elements of the reduction in force plan. I'll remind our board respectfully that I stated during last week's Finance Committee meeting that our reduction in force plan could be adjusted contingent upon our local revenue by way of our local tax digest. But it is still Keith, our CFO, in my view, that the reduction in force as submitted should still be voted up or down so that the necessary latitude is there for us to proceed with our budget development and austerity planning. Some key facts to remember is that this reduction in force plan does not include any layoffs or terminations of staff. Secondly, our focus for this reduction in force plan is on positions, not individuals. That's important because our board policy gives the superintendent broad latitude to focus on either positions or individuals when it comes to crafting a reduction in force plan. Our choice, my choice, was to focus on positions. Also, attrition is a significant aspect of this reduction in force plan, which simply means that we will review all vacancies at the district office level that will occur to determine if a particular position needs to be filled or alternately have those duties redistributed among existing positions. Keith and I are in agreement that the reduction in force plan needs to be adopted now as the centerpiece of our austerity plan in order for our district to be fiscally prudent and responsible, and so that our departments do not have to be jilted and delayed in their planning for the new school year, which is in full progress in earnest. Also, Keith and I continue to review our local revenue along with the tax commissioner to ensure that all data is accurate and correct. with respect to exemptions. The other thing I'll share is that I shared last Wednesday, the day before our Finance Committee meeting, I shared the actual reduction in force plan with our Board of Education. And that plan included in very specific detail what were the elements of the reduction in force plan. In fact, that's the nature of such a plan. The board policy requires specificity. And we named the positions, and we also indicated cost savings that correspond with those positions, right? I think at the end of that, we said roughly it was about $5 million or so we'd be saving as a function of austerity. And so I guess my point would be that if the premise for a prospective tabling of this is to get more detail, the specifics, my question would be, was the reduction in force plan read that was previously provided to the board prior to the Finance Committee meeting and the work session of the board? We owe it to our staff so that there's some certainty as to any transitions that they need to make as a result of the reduction in force plan. And we owe it to the Financial Services Division and the Office of Superintendent to make sure that we can proceed judiciously with finalizing the FY24 budget, because before we can finalize the FY24 budget, we have to know the contours of the reduction in force plan, which is going to be essential to putting forth what we think is a responsible and responsive FY24 budget. And with that,
Madam Chair, the motion in front of the board is the motion to table. So you would have to address that motion first.
Okay, so the motion to table the item.
If I might, Madam Chairwoman, and I appreciate our General Counsel for clarifying that, I simply offer the discussion that I've just concluded to inform a vote on this.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Okay, so the first motion on the table is to table it. Do I have, we've already received the motion from Sandra Jackson-Letts, second by Mr. Kinney. All in favor? 4 to 3, motion carries. There is no board discussion. Do I hear a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel?
Heather,
A motion has been made by Ms. Duncan, second. All in favor? Motion carries. It is now 9:45, and we are back in session. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to assign Mr. Brian Travis, currently assistant principal at Edwards Middle School, to the assistant principal at Pine Street Elementary School, effective July the 1st?
So moved.
Second, Akita.
Okay, and I think Justin is going to abstain. Okay. All right, all in favor? Okay, so we have 6-0 and 1 abstain.
Abstention.
With Mr. Kenny abstaining from the vote. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to assign Dr. Bernadette Gaines, currently assistant principal at Columbia Middle School in DeKalb County, to assistant principal at Edwards Middle School, effective July the 1st, 2023?
So moved.
There is a motion by Ms. Duncan, second by Mandy North. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Okay, 5-7.
5-2.
5-2. Motion carries. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to assign Mr. David Mitchell, currently assistant principal at Hillsman Middle School in Athens, Clark County, to assistant principal at Rockdale County School, effective July the 1st, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made by Ms. Duncan, a second by Akita Palmer. Any discussion? All in favor? 5-2, motion carries. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to assign Ms. Patrice Teeler, currently district literacy coach, to assistant principal at Salem High School, effective July the 1st, 2023?
So moved.
Second, Senior Jackson.
A motion has been made by Heather Duncan, second by Jackson Lett. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Do I hear a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to assign Dr. O.G. Dennis, Director of Secondary Education at College Achieve Schools, to principal at Rockdale High School, effective July the 1st, 2023?
So moved.
A motion has been made by Ms. Duncan, second by Ms. North. Any discussion? All in favor? 5-2, motion carries. Do I hear a motion to conclude our meeting tonight?
So moved.
Second, Akita.
Okay, a motion has been made to conclude the meeting by Ms. Duncan and second by Ms. Palmer. All in favor? 5-1. She wants to stay here, guys. 6-1. It's late tonight, but she already went to sleep. But hey, can I say 7-0? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.